along the line of actual control, and yes, it involves China yet again. According to new satellite images released by a researcher, China is reportedly building a new dam on a tributary of the river Ganga, which is close to the T-junction of its borders with India and Nepal. This comes just days after China unveiled its plan to build a super dam close to the line of actual control in Tibet on the lower reaches of the Yalung-Zangbo River. The river flows into Arunachal Pradesh as the Shang and then to Assam as the Brahmaputra. A geospatial intelligence researcher at the Intel Lab, Damian Simon, tweeted satellite images that show earth development and dam construction activity done by the Chinese side on Mabja Zangbo River in Burang County of Tibet since May 2021. The images show the obstruction of the river's path, the formation of the reservoir and the embankment-type dam. The researcher said that the dam is located a few kilometers north of the T-junction of China's border with India and Nepal. Reports say the dam appears to be 350 meters to 400 meters long. Damian Simon also said that the structure is currently in development, so the purpose of the same is still unknown. In the last few years, China has ramped up the creation of military and dual-use infrastructure in villages in the eastern and western sectors of the line of actual control. India and China have been locked in a military standoff along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh since May 2020. Since then, several satellite images have revealed the creation of military and dual use of infrastructure, including airports, missile and air defense facilities, and munition dumps along the line of actual control. Brahma Chalani is a professor emeritus of strategic studies at Center for Policy Research in New Delhi. He is still with us. What is your view on China building a new dam on a tributary of the river Ganga? Why is this a worry to countries that lie along that border, especially India?
To give you the broader picture, there are three key river systems for South Asia: the Brahmaputra system, the Indus system, and the Ganges system. These three systems are the lifeblood of the people who live in South Asia. China is already damming the Brahmaputra system. The Brahmaputra is the world's highest altitude river, and it's also damming the Indus system, including the tributary Sutlej. So now that it's targeting the Ganges system, it means that it's targeting all the three lifelines of South Asia. In that context, this new construction, which is not a surprise because you mentioned a researcher who has tweeted about it, but satellite pictures of this construction have been available for the last year or so. But this construction of a dam just before the river enters Nepal underscores the stealth with which China normally acts. It keeps its plans secrets. It undertakes the projects secretly. And until the project actually develops into a large structure, it doesn't really disclose the project. So given that stealth, and given the fact that China has a record of using water as a political weapon, including against friendly nations of Southeast Asia, the Mekong River Basin is a classic example of how China has weaponized water, weaponized it in a way to build leverage against the downstream countries, which are pretty helpless because these are pretty small, vulnerable, weak states in Southeast Asia and the Mekong Basin. And the Ganges system, of course, is a critical system for India and for Bangladesh. For India, this is this system is the lifeline for the very densely populated northern plains of the country. So the damming of the Karnali River, the headwaters of the Karnali, which is the longest river of Nepal, and which flows eventually into the Ganges in Bihar state of India, is significant, though in terms of actual impact, it may not significantly alter the river flows. But I think symbolically, it shows how the Chinese are targeting the Ganges system, which is sacred for Indians, for the Hindus. And in fact, the headwaters of the Karnali flow in from Mount Kailash, which is sacred to 4 different religions, including Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism. And the headwaters are known among Tibetans as Mapcha Khambab, which means the peacock's mouth. So defiling the sacred headwaters is by itself an action that deserves to be condemned.
All right. We'll have to end this discussion here. I've been talking to Brahma Chelani, a Professor Emeritus of Strategic Studies at Center for Policy Research in New Delhi. Mr. Brahma, thank you for talking to WION today.